A beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family. But please don't step out our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Kariyoga, karichora, warareteku. Kuri badiji, kurwani dondong reteku. Kariyoga, karichora, warareteku. Kuri badiji, kurwani dondong reteku. One wo. Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family. But please don't step out our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Kariyoga, karichora, warareteku. Kuri badiji, kurwani dondong reteku. Kariyoga, karichora, warareteku. Kuri badiji, kurwani dondong reteku. One wo. Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family. But please don't step out our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Kariyoga, karichora, warareteku. Kuri badiji, kurwani dondong reteku. Kariyoga, karichora, warareteku. Kuri badiji, kurwani dondong reteku. One wo. Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family. But please don't step out our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Kariyoga, karichora, warareteku. Kuri badiji, kurwani dondong reteku. Kariyoga, karichora, warareteku. Kuri badiji, kurwani dondong reteku. One wo. Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family. But please don't step out our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Kariyoga, karichora, warareteku. Kuri badiji, kurwani dondong reteku. Kariyoga, karichora, warareteku. Kuri badiji, kurwani dondong reteku. One wo. Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family. But please don't step out our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Kariyoga, karichora, warareteku. Kuri badiji, kurwani dondong reteku. Kariyoga, karichora, warareteku. Kuri badiji, kurwani dondong reteku. One wo. Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family. But please don't step out our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Kariyoga, karichora, warareteku. Kuri badiji, kurwani dondong reteku. Kariyoga, karichora, warareteku. Kuri Padirji, Korwani down on Reteku. One wo, Acholi Pikuste, Merongena Acholi Pikuste, Acholi Pitemme, Merongena Acholi Pitemme, Acholi Pikuste, Merongena Acholi Pikuste, Acholi Pitemme, Merongena Acholi Pitemme. Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family, but please don't step on our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Kariyoga, karichora, wanoreteku, kori padirji, korwani dondong reteku. Kariyoga, karichora, wanoreteku, kori padirji, korwani dondong reteku. One wo, one wo. Acholi Pikuste, Merongena Acholi Pikuste, Acholi Pitemme, Merongena Acholi Pitemme, Acholi Pikuste, Merongena Acholi Pikuste, Acholi Pitemme, Merongena Acholi Pitemme. Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family, but please don't step on our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Kariyoga, karichora, wanoreteku, kori padirji, korwani dondong reteku. Kariyoga, karichora, wanoreteku, kori padirji, korwani dondong reteku. One wo, one wo. Acholi Pikuste, Merongena Acholi Pikuste, Acholi Pitemme, Merongena Acholi Pitemme, Acholi Pikuste, Merongena Acholi Pikuste, Acholi Pitemme, Merongena Acholi Pitemme. Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family, but please don't step on our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Kariyoga, karichora, wanoreteku, kori padirji, korwani dondong reteku. Kariyoga, karichora, wanoreteku, kori padirji, korwani dondong reteku. One wo, one wo. Acholi Pikuste, Merongena Acholi Pikuste, Acholi Pitemme, Merongena Acholi Pitemme, Acholi Pikuste, Merongena Acholi Pikuste, Acholi Pitemme, Merongena Acholi Pitemme. Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family, but please don't step on our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Kariyoga, karichora, wanoreteku, kori padirji, korwani dondong reteku. Kariyoga, karichora, wanoreteku, kori padirji, korwani dondong reteku. One wo, one wo.
Acholi kutte, merongena acholi kutte, acholi kutemme, merongena acholi kutemme, acholi kutte, merongena acholi kutte, acholi kutemme, merongena acholi kutemme.
Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family, but please don't step on our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Karichora, Warateku, Kori Padiji, Korwani, Dong Reteku, Karichora, Warateku, Kori Padiji, Korwani, Dong Reteku. One war, one war.
Acholi kutte, merongena acholi kutte, acholi kutemme, merongena acholi kutemme, acholi kutte, merongena acholi kutte, acholi kutemme, merongena acholi kutemme.
Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family, but please don't step on our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Karichora, Warateku, Kori Padiji, Korwani, Dong Reteku, Karichora, Warateku, Kori Padiji, Korwani, Dong Reteku. One war.
Merongena acholi kutte, acholi kutemme, merongena acholi kutemme, acholi kutte, merongena acholi kutte, acholi kutemme, merongena acholi kutemme.
Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family, but please don't step on our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Karichora, Warateku, Kori Padiji, Korwani, Dong Reteku, Karichora, Warateku, Kori Padiji, Korwani, Dong Reteku. One war, one war.
Acholi kutte, merongena acholi kutte, acholi kutemme, merongena acholi kutemme, acholi kutte, merongena acholi kutte, acholi kutemme, merongena acholi kutemme.
Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family, but please don't step on our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Karichora, Warateku, Kori Padiji, Korwani, Dong Reteku, Karichora, Warateku, Kori Padiji, Korwani, Dong Reteku. One war.
Merongena acholi kutte, acholi kutemme, merongena acholi kutemme, acholi kutte, merongena acholi kutte, acholi kutemme, merongena acholi kutemme.
Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family, but please don't step on our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Karichora, Warateku, Kori Padiji, Korwani, Dong Reteku, Karichora, Warateku, Kori Padiji, Korwani, Dong Reteku. One war, one war.
Acholi kutte, merongena acholi kutte, acholi kutemme, merongena acholi kutemme, acholi kutte, merongena acholi kutte, acholi kutemme, merongena acholi kutemme.
Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family, but please don't step on our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Karichora, Warateku, Kori Padiji, Korwani, Dong Reteku, Karichora, Warateku, Kori Padiji, Korwani, Dong Reteku. One war.
Merongena acholi kutte, acholi kutemme, merongena acholi kutemme, acholi kutte, merongena acholi kutte, acholi kutemme, merongena acholi kutemme.
Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family, but please don't step on our toes Kariyoga, karichora, wanoreteku. Kori baliji, kori wani down dong reteku. Walwo, walwo.
Acholi pikuste, merongena acholi pikuste. Acholi pitemme, merongena acholi pitemme. Acholi pikuste, merongena acholi pikuste. Acholi pitemme, merongena acholi pitemme.
Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family, but please don't step on our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Kariyoga, karichora, wanoreteku. Kori baliji, kori wani down reteku. Kariyoga, karichora, wanoreteku. Kori baliji, kori wani down reteku. Walwo, walwo.
Acholi pikuste, merongena acholi pikuste. Acholi pitemme, merongena acholi pitemme. Acholi pikuste, merongena acholi pikuste. Acholi pitemme, merongena acholi pitemme.
Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family, but please don't step on our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Kariyoga, karichora, wanoreteku. Kori baliji, kori wani down reteku. Kariyoga, karichora, wanoreteku. Kori baliji, kori wani down reteku. Walwo, walwo.
Acholi pikuste, merongena acholi pikuste. Acholi pitemme, merongena acholi pitemme. Acholi pikuste, merongena acholi pikuste. Acholi pitemme, merongena acholi pitemme.
Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family, but please don't step on our toes now. We are the elephants. Oh yes, I know we can. Kariyoga, karichora, wanoreteku. Kori baliji, kori wani down reteku. Kariyoga, karichora, wanoreteku. Kori baliji, kori wani down reteku. Walwo, walwo.
Acholi pikuste, merongena acholi pikuste. Acholi pitemme, merongena acholi pitemme. Acholi pikuste, merongena acholi.
Are we good to start? Members, good afternoon. I want to take this opportunity to thank all the media houses represented here. I want to say thank you for honoring our request to be here this afternoon as we update you on the preparations for the third edition of the FUFA organized tournament, and that is the drum tournament. I want to introduce the team that I came with this afternoon. On my right, I have the team manager for the Acholi province team, Mr. Caesar Otor, who is here to speak about the camp, the team, and the technical preparations. I also have Okelo Anthony, also known as Adunya, who is the chairperson for the fans. He is here to represent the views and opinions of the fan. I have the secretary for the Acholi province team, JJ Oriema, who is here. We also have our public relations officer, Simon Karaum, who you should be knowing is part of the media fraternity. And I also have Otema Eric Orisi, who has been managing finances of the province from the first edition. He was on the side of the funds, but we co-opted him to join the committee. And then I have Ivan Charles Ochan, who is also in the committee handling welfare, another organization in the camp. So this is the team that I came with today, and we want to share with you how prepared we are for this. We will hear from myself, the chair. I will give a chance to the colleagues before you, and then we will also entertain questions after. I want to start. I will also share a copy of my speech with you. If that is okay, then we can move on. It is with great honor and pleasure to address you this afternoon. I want to take this opportunity to appreciate you all for the different efforts you put in ensuring that our community is informed. I also want to thank you for your invaluable contribution to Acholi province in the second edition and also in the first edition of the FUFA organized tournament. I must say you made us very proud, and you also made us champions because of your contribution as media. And I want to say a very big thank you to all of you. Acholi province is the defending champion of FUFA drum tournament, and this has been made possible by the contribution of the different stakeholders, including but not limited to the business community who stood with us from the time we started this journey, the media, religious institutions, the fans represented here, political and cultural leaders, among others. Without them, this would be a very difficult undertaking. This press conference is purpose to inform you about the preparations for the third edition of the FUFA drum tournament, which starts on 30th. This is when the drum is starting. But Acholi province will play Bunyoro province on the 6th of August. That will be in Masindi town, and that will be our first game for the third edition. And then we will have a return leg on the 13th of August. This game will be played in Pechewo Memorial Stadium at 4 p.m. in Gulu City. The head coach and the team manager will throw more light on the technical aspect of this and the players that we have in the camp and how the training has commenced. As the chairperson of the drum, I want to highlight the following. One, the patron. The people have been asking that from the time the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Olanya, passed on, may his soul rest in peace, who has replaced him. I want to say that Lieutenant General Charles Otema has been appointed officially the patron of Acholi province team. He takes on the mantle from Right Honorable Jacob Olanya, whose able leadership won us the trophy, and we secured a decent means of transport. We ask this house to observe a moment of silence for our fallen patron. May his soul rest in eternal peace. General Otema was appointed after consultation with different stakeholders, and he was not the only name proposed. The names that were proposed by Acholi, we had the Chief Justice of the Republic of Uganda, the Honorable Alphonse Owindolo Chigamoy. the Secretary General of the National Resistance Movement, and also we had Norbert Mao. These were possible names that were suggested. But members zeroed down on General Charles Otemawany, who has been with the team. He continued to give us his generous support. I think from the first edition, the media, you can bear me witness that from the time we started, he has been there. He dedicated his time, but also his resources to ensure that we participate comfortably in this tournament. And I must say, we are very happy and ready to work with him, and will also offer him the necessary support. I now ask you, the general public, to also offer him the support that he needs. The FUFA Drum Committee, we have a diverse team of eminent persons who have been identified and selected. Now, the identification and selection is based on FUFA guidelines. We all know that it is FUFA that organizes the drum tournament. So we have 3 FUFA delegates in the committee of FUFA Drum, including a senior delegate. I think he's the most senior in Acholi, who is also the vice chairperson of this committee. He's called Tabo. Tabo is from Pade district. We have a representation from the cultural institution, that is Kekwara Acholi. We have the media represented by our public relations officer, that is Simon Karaum. We have the religious institution represented by Father Rom, the business community represented by Council Tony Kitara, the political leaders represented by the mayor of Gulu City, and the football fraternity and fans represented by Anthony, who is here. And our biggest stakeholder in this game are the fans, and we are very blessed to have the representative of the fans here. The camp. The players, someone have reported to the camp in Sir Samuel Becker School. We had a bit of delays, and the first light training was started yesterday in the evening, and it picked up this morning. And we've received players. We have also written to the different clubs. It is a requirement that we write to the clubs and they release the players. Some players are traveling today, some will travel tomorrow to join the team in the camp. And I think the consideration to go to Sir Samuel Becker was of a technical nature. The coach and his team advised that we take them slightly out of town, and this informed the decision. The technical team also inspected the place, and they recommended that it is fit for the players to be there. Majority of the players who took part in the second edition are available in the camp, but also there are players who are no longer available. Either they have moved on, others have left football. Some of them have got opportunities to play continental football, so they're not in the country. But also I want to say that we have new players who have emerged from the 3rd Division Regional League. We have players from the 4th Division, and also we have players from the different schools. So there should be no worry about the players. The players that we have are able to defend the tournament. The camp is come, and we had our second training this morning. We have sought the services of a psychologist, a motivational speaker who will engage the players off the pitch to prepare them mentally. If you are the champion, you are the team to beat, and everyone looks at you. And this requires that we prepare adequately. I also want to allay the fear that we are led. We are not led. The players have been doing personal training. Those in clubs have been doing pre-season training with their respective clubs. So they are in the right, fitness and right mental strength to play in this game. Allow me to respond to some of the issues that appeared. This was both on social media and also on mainstream media about our players and the coaching team. The media is currently awash with allegations of demands by the head coach and the players. I want to categorically clear that the committee has never received any demand from the head coach officially, more especially the demand to acquire a brand new car. The committee that is before you has never received this, but we have had this in the media, where I think the captain was I think the captain made a statement, and they also claim that the coach made a statement. But as far as we know, the committee has not received any official demand from the players. So I request that you disregard this misinformation with the contempt it deserves. Similarly, the alleged demand from the players was never received by this committee. We are also hearing it from the media. In conclusion, I want to therefore thank all of you for your continued support to the province, and I encourage you to continue with the same spirit. I appeal to all of you to equally support the province in all possible ways to ensure that we retain the trophy. Finally, I want to inform you that the whole Acholi that we are set and ready to defend the trophy, we cannot promise you less than retaining this trophy. So we have a commitment of the technical team, of the management, we have a commitment of the fans, and we have a commitment of our people to make sure that we deliver this. We have started receiving support from people, and this is very encouraging. We also have support from last season. We have some resources to start with from last season. And I think this also shows the level of organization of the committee in ensuring that we have some gas in the tank to start this journey. So for any support, you can channel it to our treasurer, and that is Mr. Eric Otema, who is popularly known as Orisi, and he can be reached on telephone number 0772 358 690, and be sure to receive accountability for every penny that you spend on this team. I want to say God bless you all. Thank you. You will allow me to request the team manager, but also I forgot to bring apologies from the head coach. He is not with us. He went to Germany to sign a new deal, which is happening now. He took care of the morning training. He traveled to Germany, and he should be back by around 4 or 5 p.m. and he'll head straight. But we have the assistant coach and the other technical members who are taking care of this team. So thank you very much. Let me invite the team manager to speak about the preparations in the camp, the technical team, and the players who are already in the camp. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman, and other members of the Acholi Province team that are here with us today. I want to take this opportunity to thank the media fraternity for all the support you've given to the team. I am going to talk on my own behalf as the team manager, and at the same time I had on some communication from our head coach, Mr. Akena, who is not with us. He has gone to Germany. They are unveiling him this evening in Germany, but we'll travel back, and tomorrow he will be for the morning training. Members, we have started our training. We started yesterday with about 6 players who reported to the camp, and they are doing training. Today also, yesterday we did training from Bapeche, and today we did training from Sir Samuel Becker, where they are going to reside. We have called about 35 players. These players, some of them are new, and there are very many who are new faces whom you will be meeting for the first time, and we are in the process of registering them. So they will be joining us in the camp. We have about 35 players who will be joining us. For the sake of time, I don't think I will be in position to read all their names, but I will leave a copy of this to the media team. We are having other players who are traveling to the camp today, and others will be joining us tomorrow, and we expect by weekend they will have all arrived. I want to encourage, I want to tell the fans that they should not worry that we have summoned the players late. Most of our players are from, they have been summoned for pre-season training. And if you see even other provinces who summon their players earlier on, like Lao, where they are going to have their match beginning on Saturday. Today, most of them have just been released from their different clubs. And we also expect, I was talking to some other players of ours from URA, and today they have briefed them that they are going to release them and they will be here with us, I think, tomorrow. I want to also thank some bus companies who have communicated to us and are offering free transport to the players and the technical team from wherever they are traveling. That is Roblin Bus Company and Makome Bus Company. Roblin has been standing with us since the second edition, and this season they have also announced that they will be transporting all our players back. And most of the players are calling, and I arrange for them their schedules on how to book the bus and travel to Gulu. Our camping is at Sir Samuel Becker, where we are going to reside, and we have taken all the equipment now there, and we are doing all our training. The morning and evening training will be done from there, and they are going to now camp there by today and remain there. We have been commuting from town with the few members that had arrived, the buses with them to help them transport them to the team. We have also written letters to the various clubs requesting them to release these players. Most of the players who are in the FUFA registered, you need to write to them so that their CEO and chairpersons release them. So we have written to them. I want to also thank FUFA. They have written to all the clubs stating very clearly that all the players that have been summoned should be in position to be released and their fines attached to it. I want to thank FUFA for that. We are planning, yet we are sending a proposal to the management team that we want to have one training in Bapeche, that we will maybe invite through the media all the fans to come and attend that official training before we travel to Bunyoro, and also do one other training in Kitgum. That is our plan. If approved by the management, then we will maybe reach in Kitgum before we travel to Bunyoro. And we plan to take off to Bunyoro on Wednesday, at least so that they be there about 2 days before. 2-3 days before they kick up. Once again, I want to thank you, media team and the fans that are listening to us, and it's through you that we are who we are, and it's through you, the fans, that you made us become champions. I want to encourage you that this time, this season, third edition, you come in big number and support the team. Thank you so much. My name is Cesar Otto. I'm the team manager for Acholi Province. Before I forget, allow me also announce the technical team. Head coach for Acholi Province, we have Akena Geoffrey. Akena Geoffrey today is signing for Adjumani Town, and I think from Calvary is moving to Adjumani. Assistant coach, we have Odoj James, is the head coach of Express. We have another assistant coach, Ojo Robert from Gulu United. Goalkeeping coach, we have Oloya Moses, KCCA FC. We have assistant goalkeeping coach, Ogeon Charles from Calvary FC. We have our technical advisor, Onen Peter, our senior coach, Onen Peter from Black Power FC. We have the physiotherapy, Odong Richard Chairman Gulu DFA. We have our team doctor, Dr. Nekalit Robert, Ilegu Health Center. We have the kids manager, Mr. Chaya Walter Phil from Field of Dreams. And I'm the team manager, Cesar Otto. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much, the team manager. We'll now hear from the representative of the funds who is here to give us how the funds are preparing and also if there are anything that we need to know from the funds.
Thank you very much, members. Thank you very much, the media fraternity, for always updating people on what is taking place. And in the last edition, you really played a big role in communicating what was happening elsewhere to people who remain back home here. We thank you very much. I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to Kekwa Acholi for having appointed Lieutenant General Charles Otema as our new patron. We know he has deep pockets for the province. In the last two editions, he never missed contributing for any game we had. So we are really grateful. On the side of funds, there has been a lot of anxiety because the team had not reported to camp. They had a lot of issues, the issues that you had the chairman talk about. So by unveiling the team today, I hope the funds will get settled. On our behalf, we think the biggest task that we have is to raise money for our team to stay well in the camps. You know, it is the funds that have been contributing for the welfare of the team. And on this note, I would like to thank the first person who has contributed for this edition, and that is Mwaka Dennis, who gave 50,000 yesterday. We would like to call upon all people out there that the team is in Sir Samuel Becker. They need food items that we really need to contribute. Even if you have a kilo of posho, please come out with it so that we support our team. Before we came for this press conference, I called the funds in Kitgum who are already contributing for their transport to Masindi. That shows you the level of organization that they have. And transport from Kitgum to Masindi is 60,000 to and fro. The funds of Pade, I think were the first to all meetings. That shows you how the funds are really willing to support the team. The same with Noya. In Gulu, we are going to call a meeting very soon so that we see how to do fundraising around the town and the business community so that we give support to our team. I think this edition, we do not have support from Atiak Sugar, who supported us in the last two editions. So we call upon members to really come and have good gestures so that we support our team very well so that we defend this title. I don't have much to say. I thank you all.
Thank you very much. I don't know if the secretary has anything to add on briefly before we can take questions from the media.
Okay, thank you, Chair, the team manager, head of funds, all the media officers around. I'm by the name Suriyam JJ Innocent, the national delegate representing Northern Regions in charge of the regional league. So also I'm a member of the infrastructures, equipments and projects at national level. Also, I coordinate SACCO activities for FUFA at national level. Much has been said about our organization. I do not need to repeat what has been said. We are in high gear and the team is in a good shape. We hope to retain this trophy without any other things. We expect the media houses only to get filtered information from this team so that whatever it goes out, it is the unified information to avoid rubbing of shoulders here and there. Thank you so much. I love you so much. Let's build this Acholi province together. Thanks.
Well, thank you very much, JJ, who is the secretary. I also want to request the different media houses to always get in touch with Simon Karaum. He is the public relations officer and he speaks for and on behalf of Acholi Province football team. I think we can take questions at this juncture. If we have any concern, supplements, questions about Acholi Province, we should use the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Yes, I'm Jackson Kitara. I work for Vision Group. I have like two or more questions. One, there was a plan to organize a friendly match and maybe respect the fallen hero, our capable animal. I don't know what is the progress on that, because the Acholi Province team are supposed to go and put some flowers on his grave. How far is it gone? And then secondly, on the issue of supporting the team, how are you going to do it? I know last year we won some money. How have we used the money and how much is still left so that people who will always support the team, they will be in knowing? Because that's the most important thing. We want, actually province, they were given cash prize, and how they have used it was not given out to the people.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Simon Horace. I write for Design Directory Network and other platforms as well. My first question goes to my brother here, the technical person. You say some players are yet to report, and they are still being held at the different clubs. Can you, as well as their names and wherever they are? The second question goes to, actually goes to all of you. FUFA seems to have been depending so much on Northern India, or say Lance Abysm, Acholi, and West Nile. From the look of things, the gate collection seems to have gone higher than comparison. Look at the funds and everything that surrounds it. On average, how much did we contribute in terms of the collections? Monetary.
Thank you, Simon. Yes.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Ivan. I work for Radio. One is I heard you say that some players were dropped, some players were not called, who were part of the winning team in the second edition. Kindly give us the names of the players whose names who have not been summoned. And then secondly, you talked of delays. There were some delays. What were those delays? And also, I want to find out this late coming of the players into the training camp. How would it affect our first game? Because we know there must be coordination, and we're left with only 8 days. Others are still on their way. And I believe 95% of our players are within the country. On the 26th, 25th of our later, directly one of the football clubs to release all the players. And then also, I want to find out what is our budget what is our budget, so that we can also help in as far as mobilization, but maybe writing the stories. And then the issues of the Acholi province Costa. It has been generating some income. Maybe you can also avail us with how much do we have in our account. And then there are a lot of issues, like you did say. It's true, a number of players were talking. There were a lot of meetings being organized. I personally called some of those issues. I want some clarity to find out who is the current captain of the Acholi province team. And then also there were concerns by the players that when they won the prize money, the money was given to Acholi province, but the sharing was not in the manner that they thought it would be given to them. Others were saying the players who played a key part in the team's victory, and the others did not play a key part, yet they all got the same amount of money. And this was one of, I think, the key issues that might have led to your delays in coming out to prepare for the games. Thank you.
I say just one more question. My name is Christopher Kanyao. I write to the Uganda Radio Network as well as Radio Supply. I know that FUFA drum is not going to stop anymore. And this year is the 3rd edition of FUFA drum. And I think actually Robin is going to continue participating in this FUFA drum. So what are some of the sustainable plans for maintaining the Acholi province football team?
Thank you, Christopher. Okay. I don't see any more hands up, so that should speak that we can now respond to issues that have been raised. Thank you very much. These are very pertinent issues that were raised. And when you raise them, it shows how concerned you are to ensure that this team is a success. The plan to organize a friendly match in memory of our patron, the preparations were ongoing to organize this game. For those of you who could have been contacted, we had two events going on at the same time. One was we had started planning for an inter-clan football tournament, and that is Odiluke. I think I will address the press about Odiluke in a short while, maybe after. I think next week we have great developments. Odiluke. What happened is that we had to suspend all the footballing activities from the time that FUFA declared that we will have the FUFA drum tournament. So that has been put on hold, and we will resume after the drum tournament. So we should be able to communicate to the media about this development. So it is not completely done with. We will organize another time. How did we use the money? We used the prize money. We received 32 million shillings from FUFA as prize money in the last edition. But also there were other prizes that were given to individual players and technical team and funds. I think we had the best fund from Acholi. The prize was 1 million shillings. We had of the 11 drum 11 for the second edition, I think we had about either 7 or 8 players who made it to the drum, and each one of them was given, I think, 1 million shillings each. The coach was also the best coach, and he also got either 1 or 2 million shillings, 1 million shillings. So we had we also had the top scorer from the province who also received money. Now the 32 million was a decision that the money be shared equally. So all the players and the technical team receive this money equally. And I must say that of this prize money, we remained with 10 million shillings. And we have the 10 million shillings that was left from the prize money. The demand was there that football, the contribution in football is not equal. I scored more goals. Me, I defended very well. I was the strongest midfielder, so I need to get more money. But we did not have experience in managing prize money. It was the first time we were winning. So the committee decided, let's be equal, and let's be fair and share the money equally. So we shared the money equally to all the players who participated. Even those who were called and did not participate got some money. So we did that. Now, the funds also contributed money, which we were left with 5 million shillings from the fund. Now that brings us to 15 million Uganda shilling that was left from last season. The bus, the coaster you are talking about, has also been generating for us money. We have 10 million shillings from the bus. Now this money can only start us. If we play the first game with the second game, we will be choking. And that is why the fund, the chair of the fund is now asking and requesting the people out there to support this team. I think at a later date, we will we'll have a printout of the accountability for how this has been used, the different monies, and we'll also inform the press accordingly. I think that is how we used the prize money. The players who are dropped, how much was raised from the first and second edition in terms of money? I think this is a very good question, because FUFA should have also given us that from Acholi sub-region alone, or from Acholi, we were able to raise so much money. And this is also a motivating factor. I do not have figures that says that FUFA collected maybe 100 million from the games that were played here. I think we will get to FUFA and find out. We have our own collections from funds, from gate collection, but FUFA must have a better figure. It's general to also see how the drum has contributed in enhancing our finances. So I'll follow that up with FUFA and ensure that we get it done. What is our budget for the third edition? I must say there are changes in the third edition. The one very change is that it is a knockout game. So we have 16 provinces. That means after match day one for all the provinces, we are going to be left with 8 teams. So you must win your games. It is knockout. So after match day one, we will only have 8 teams that will be left of the 16. So they will pick one team. And then we will move to the second stage, which is quarter, with 8 teams. And then we'll remain with 4 teams for the semifinals and then the finals. It is a very short format, but also it is a very tricky one. That if you lose your first game with a bigger margin, chances are high that that will be your destiny. So it calls for not just staying long in the camp, but it calls for how technical your coach is in the game. So that should answer your question. Current captain of, I think this you will answer from the players who have been someone who is the captain. Then Christopher from Uganda Radio Network, sustainability plan for the team. We consider the bus or the coaster as a sustainability plan, but most importantly, the league that we are starting, the Diluke football tournament, has already attracted interest from different sponsors. Just when I was walking here, I was engaging with a sponsor who is interested in coming for Diluke. So the money that we are going to raise in Diluke and the league, the tournament that we are going to start, one is going to help us to identify idle and hidden talents in the community. And this will now be moving towards a business arrangement in football. We are lucky that someone who has expert knowledge in this is going to have a session with us to take us through. So I have a whole discussion on Odiluke, which I think we will organize another press conference to come and talk about Odiluke. That is a very good sustainability strategy, not just for drum, but for the other footballing activities in Acholi, because it's going to be bigger than what we currently have. But also we have people who are showing interest. I must say there will be a tournament next year that is dubbed the Big Six. They're looking at the Big Six kingdoms and chiefdoms in Uganda. That one, the sponsors are already there. So Acholi will send one team, Buganda will send one team, Toro will send. So these are things that we will be sharing with you. The contracts are already signed for the Big Six football tournament. So let me give a chance to what is our budget for this? What is our budget for the third edition? The budgets are segmented from the camp, the second round, and at some point we will share the figures for each of these. But the major cost is going to transportation, feeding of the players in the camp, medical, and what is the other cost? And stipend allowances for the players, which for the past few editions was heavily, we heavily got support from the funds. I must say that we also spend this money that I talked about. You remember that our coach for the first edition was involved in a very bad accident, and we made a contribution of 1 million shillings towards his treatment. We also had the COVID lockdown. Our players were trapped. We had to send them support during lockdown. So we also used this very money to support them. I think we sent money to players twice because they were stranded. The idea was to send the bus to go and pick them from wherever they are and take them to their different homes. But they also had concern that when we leave, the thugs will rob our houses. So we decided to support them from wherever they are. But also we made some expenses during the burial of our patron to facilitate the technical team and a few other people to go and join the mourners. More. This is briefly the issues that I think came directly to the chair. Let me give the team manager to respond on the players that are around, those that have been dropped, and maybe why was there a delay, and if the late coming is not going to affect the performance in the first game. Thank you.
Thank you, members. This question of players that have been dropped. First of all, I want to state that Acholi province has 43 players currently registered in the system of FUFA that allows each province to have 100 players registered in their system. Acholi province has 43. Now, when we talk of players that have been dropped, there are others, they are in two categories. Others that are no longer even maybe in football. I would believe that they are no longer in football because they have not made it maybe for the last about 4 calls that we have called them to what, and we want to we will even list them to be deregistered, to add in other players. I don't know if you allow me to read all the names that are players, the 43 that are in the system. If not, then let's go with the players who played the last season where we won the trophy and were summoned at least in one of the games. We are not, this time we have not summoned Agaba Oscar. He was in that game. Kidega Andrew, Teko Derek. We have not summoned Robankene Emmanuel, our goalkeeper. We have not summoned Okot Moses, who was our midfielder. We have not summoned Akena Stephen Jr. We have not summoned Ochaka Brian. We have not summoned Unep Alfred. We have not summoned Ucheng Ivan, Uchira Brian Aduga, Opoka Atino Austin, the goalkeeper. We have not summoned Oloya Moses. Neither did he ever appear for Acholi team. We have not summoned I think the last one is Robankene Walter. Most of the players who played in the last seasons have come back. We have Ochan Derek, we have Mwaka Samuel. These are goalkeepers. Ochan Derek, goalkeeper, KCCA current club. Mwaka Samuel, URA current club. Those are our goalkeepers. We have Samon Okot Dennis Jemba. We have Samon Ochora Walter. We have Samon Owing Ronald. We have Samon Agandu Fred. We have Samon Oriem Tabu Simon. We have Samon Okelo Sylvester. We have Samon Atube Rogers. We have Samon Okot Felix. We have Samon Udu Mulichi. We have Samon Asaba, Wakoraj Jean from Deje University. We have Shaban Mohammed from Gulu City. These are our goalkeepers. In defense is unattached from Duparaka. We have Opiru Justin from URA. We have Onek Ilari from Bull. We have Ayala Dominic from KCCA. We have Odong Jackson from Police. We have Akibwa Amos, KCCA. We have Mato Rogers, Mato Brian, all from KCCA. We have Kisa John Baptist from Young Elephant, now moving to KCCA. And in the attackers, I think we don't have any new player. It's all Pio Nelson, who was in our system but did not play in the last season. Yes. Those are the players that we have summoned. Now, someone, Ivan, asked about the current captain. Yes, we are all fully aware that we have not had Ram for the last 2 years. And I want to be very clear that at the moment, we have not yet named the current captain for the 3rd edition. But we have the old captain. In the old edition, in the 2nd edition, we had 3 captains. We had Okot Jemba, who was the main captain, assisted by Okelo Tito, assisted by Owing Ronald. And all these players are still available with us. And we have also had new coaches coming in, that is Odoj. It's until when the 3 coaches are in the camp, and that's when we will be announcing whether we are maintaining the old or bringing in the new captain. Ivan also asked about won't the late coming affect performance in the camp? I want to say that to some point, it's not going to affect, because the players that we are using now are mostly doing pre-season training. And it's just only for them to report for some few days to understand the tactics that the coach want to employ and the formats that we are going to play, and train with the rest for the few days. We have had also in the last edition where we won the trophy, where we received even other main players coming in camp about only 3 days. But these players, we are going to have them in the team. And today I was confirming again with them, the ones who have been released by the different clubs coming. There's a question which has not been asked, but I think I want to also make it very clear. The population has been demanding, and they want to know the status of Okello Tito. Okello Tito. Okello Tito, our top scorer, and one of our captains, assistant captains. Tito, when we went to Njero for the football administration and management course, we expressed our concern to FUFA, because I want to also say Tito has changed his nationality from Uganda to Sudan. FUFA had earlier on, through their technical director, told us that Tito wouldn't be playing for Acholi team since he has gone to the national team of South Sudan. But the FUFA sat down and had a consideration basing on where his parents come from, and he had fully been registered to Acholi province and played before he shifted to Sudan nationality. So they gave Acholi team conditions that we have to follow. And I personally I met with Tito to tell him the feedbacks that we got from FUFA and what we have to do. FUFA directed us that Tito should have a passport of Uganda that he should have not thrown, or he should not throw any passport. And I confirmed with him that he has even the current passport, which makes him qualify. Then the second one was what they need most is the certificate of dual citizenship. And I told Tito to go and discuss with the national team of South Sudan, and if we can have the dual citizenship and other documents of his to forwarded to us, so that we get the dual citizenship. It's until when we get that dual citizenship, that's when Tito Okello will be playing. But as of the moment, Tito is also not within the team, as his team in Iran has summoned him for the pre-season training, and he's not in the country. But we will be using him as a team if he is present and if the funds can help us transport him back to Uganda. Thank you.
Still on Tito, he has been very influential for the team. So won't his absence affect our attack? And then also to develop you on the issues of the players allowance. Maybe wanted some clarity.
Also,
What clarity on the allowance?
How much is the allowance per game?
yeah, also, I have to maybe inquire to Ben, because of you made mention that you sustainable plan is dwindling on the van. So can you maybe highlight more?
I said van and not okay. The tournament which is to start.
So how is the van maybe a contribution? How much money so far it has mobilized
I thought I mentioned that.
Okay. I have one question to Anthony. I don't know if you are also seeking for sponsorship for this Acholi program, because you say Acholi programs actually rely on the way in which that's the fund. Are you also trying to get sponsors who can help and sponsor the team?
Okay.
Thank you very much on the allowance per game. I think this will again, normally we share this with the players. We look at their demands, we look at our resource envelope, and we share this with them. So we still do not have a definite figure until when we sit down and agree on a figure to share with them. That is when we'll be in position to give you that figure. We are looking for sponsors day and night. We have written a few proposals to different companies. Interestingly, companies are now looking at Diluke more than the drum. We have an MOU with Uganda Breweries Limited to support footballing activities in Acholi. If you remember the famous elephant unveiling, which was done, what is written there is part of agreement to support. Now, they would have supported us in drum, but the main sponsor of drum is Nile Breweries. So they cannot come in because it is Nile Breweries that has signed a deal with FUFA. So there should be no interference from any other competition in the same industry. So that's why they cannot come in to support the drum. It is matters of policy and contractual obligations. But we are looking for sponsors to ensure that we have experience with Atiak Sugar in the first and second editions. They really gave us a good push. So if we have a sponsor or two, we should be able to have a very smooth season this time around. But what we have can start, but we'll also engage. By the way, the fans are also our sponsors in one way or another. Very supportive in this. So we also have the buses who have come in to support with transportation of players. Now players can board that bus, anytime they want. Even officials, they can board that bus to any destination, Makome and Roblin. What we are left with is to send the details of the new players to these bus companies to enable them move. So Makome and Roblin are here with us. Thank you.
Maybe this is from withdrawn that sponsorship or?
If you've been following news, Atiak is no longer in production, and the money for sponsorship comes from production and sale. So when they're not producing, you don't expect them to get money. So what they're doing now is to try and sort out issues with outgrowers, improve on plantation and stuff like that. They were also badly hit by fire in the past few years. 6,000 canes getting burned, and this really affected Atiak Sugar. That's why we don't have them this year around. Thank you.
There is some issue I wanted to talk on. The first question he gave on the the planned friendly game in honor of our late patron. I think that match was being organized by Acholi Players Football Association. I think it is a newly formed association of players who thought they would organize themselves and play a game in honor of the late patron. But unfortunately, they did not involve the Acholi province in the organization. I think that's why it ended and it never took place. As people of Acholi province, we feel we should honor our patron, and at the right time, I think we shall plan and do that. Thank you. I think Chairman has already answered the sponsorship deal, the sponsorship issue. We still continue to lobby for support for the team. Thank you.
Then maybe I add something small. Somebody asked about budgeting. It's just going to be ongoing, cannot be a comprehensive budget because there's a lot of things here and there which needs to be done. Yeah. So we can have a short-term, mid-term, and long-term budgeting. So maybe at a later time it will be harmonized. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
The manager hasn't responded on Tito's absence. He has been a very influential player in the team.
Yes, thank you, Ivan. It's very true that Tito has been influential in the team, but with football and also for Acholi team, I believe it won't affect us much because one, we are dealing with professional football who undergo mentorship and character class. And I think with the new team that we have on board, the strikers, we will feel his absence, but I want to make it very clear that it won't affect our performance.
Members, thank you very much for your time and for the concern that you've raised. There is a request. This is being relayed live on Mega FM and also on, I think, Lakwed TV. So there is a request that I summarize this in Luo. So let me quickly run through this in Luo. I may not respond to all the questions that you raised, but my speech is important and that of the team manager and the fans. Mirofo no dano duju magitika win radio ki journalism mati no merk pe kwanyo kar gitien mabino ka winyo lok matika a keyboard committee manero kit medoro yup me odilo i Acholi to twale odilo man me FUFA drum matika dugu pitian ma dek tide waro biro memi no ngich ikit ma province me Acholi tika yupe kere me tuko amiro fo no odi poko gate mapapat pi gin magero timo i tuko bao karo ngech magero miyo okonyo dano menene ni gin gi o kaneno tuko dakbero konyo wa menene ni wano loe gi kobo ni yano ni cha amiro fo no dano duju kibera amiro fo no luchwako dilo pi miri magero nyuro i kumtim amiro wachini pol kabir ma wano oye wana wachoyo lupajo makono tutwale ka nero mano tukutie chigiano pilo wiwa lok mo me mawaro no mara tutwal mo tibe ki bot lu chako dilo kama wabera warieni badake kum yet ki chacho bero pe chamero fono won kom pa lu chako dilo ki lu chako dilo duju me Acholi province pila jot mabe magen ko nero amero wachini yupe pi dul tuku me dek tika waranyim malo tuko o kumbeti gitie akaberu ichukul sa Samuel Beka na biara watini gitie gibo maraj pere kutaka benati mo training ma meggi pe dul tuko wabe achiel ma bobere ni ndo bichel medu ma boro tuko eni beru i town nyoboma madit masindi chake chawapa ingeni yano ne get dugu chen kama gitia gora ye kono gi koro dul tuko mario babere ni ndo pa wi adek medu ma boro tuko ni eni biberu iba peje ma waro lego di daro duju miro guchet gunen amiro wachini ngat mo biro ka konyo wa medoro wi lutugo machalo patron edul tugo ba chiel waro ngenu biro la lok machon pi ot mo kongej madit melobo East Africa la dit dan ki dega inge dul tugo mario waro biro ki gum menongo speaker machon me ot mo ko chit me Uganda right honorable Jacob Olanya timono yue ka biro me kuch edul tugo me adek Karao Chimo la dit General Charles Otema Wany meberu machalo patron me Acholi province meneno kit medoro team eni eno beru ka konyo team me Acholi province ni chake batu ko chake dul to me achiel oberu ka wot kedwa oberu ka miyo konyi yo mapapat miyo chilling miyo mo meneno ni team ni eni ochiero tuku ano konyo wa meneno ni waro loyo gi kobo pe eno ke ken yero en pe dong ki yero en but nying umano ki bolo bero no tie me achiel ki bolo nying la ngol kop madit ma Uganda Chigamoy Alfonso Windolo ki bolo nying Secretary General pa party me NRM Mao ti luak gu ye gu tamoni General Otema aye rob upore me bedu patron me actually team chi ki kerogen ena ye ki yero ma waraga me yero en ki choyo da pen eno chwako bedo patron amira wachini committee meneno dul to me de ki yar kama leng ma kon lupe ki kit ma FUFA tamoni umiro tuku bet kere watiki daram popat mati committee eni watiki won kom watiki karane ma komiti kany watiki ngat machung pi lubia chara ngat machung pi tekwaro ngat machung pi uri poko ngech machalo media eni wengiti team nyoi committee menene ni dul tuku ma dek kidoro lutien mamwa ken ma wadi kere mukena dongu o mukena giti yo kabiro mukena gi bino diri me ripe kom lu wedigi madong giti sa Samuel Becker school eni kama giti agore ye wange sa Samuel Becker ke yero pien jo manero dire lokatuko chalo coach onyo technical team gutamoni umiro gubet iteng boma manok were yela nywana mo ubet pere cha mera wachini luktuko ni gitie mabe gen mo marach ba futwana no machalo report pere cha mera fo no gen ber men yutu twin betuko pikara an loko ber ka wire yamo wanero ber mo ken Facebook ma wajini coach me Acholi province tika penyo pi mutaka manyen kawek ene duka teach kiki wailu tuku bela tika penyo pi allowance madaw wek ene duka tuku amyara wachini committee ni peo no lok eno ni ma aki bot coach eno ni gin mo birka wira yamo ento eno ni pe miripa coach ki miripa lutuku ka ono geno kiro botwa ono ko wan watiti utien pi mire eno ni wano lego ni pe wono kere ye chwinyu kini eno ni pe aki bot gi kano aki bot gi ono ko wan wabino waloga ye pitien ni dara wachini timu gale amira wachini gala batiere pe miro on koyo ikom ngato mo ken ento miro wanene me chel lutugo eni giti club ma papat kama gen tugo ye an go berga tugo kidong jo mo ken ma giti an attach jo magi pe ka tugo go berga timo training mana nok pe gi ken gi gibi beri kam karwate kidong me planning kit menano adera ngo ma miro kituk kere tugo eni machalo one committee ni wajing twin daro dujumati wako dakbeno walego ni umi coin ki province ma actually iyo mo ken iyo metam iyo medero iyo mengech kabene tiki gi mo me tamoni romi ni machalo boch wa ko lo tira wa man magitie e camp eno ni bene wano jola one idul to mo karagech wadong ki chilling manana machenda eno ni tika konyo wa ekipe chako te tugo tutwale dul to me dek wadong ki million maramo apa we beach ma aki kum chilling ma wano loyo kidong mo kene ma uchwak tugo gujogo ki wano watiki chena maramo million apa ki ibach ma ununge batch pa Acholi team amyara no ko nongi wa chili diet makaro ka kenyo ma chil kar ma kilo batch e bwagali bariyo ka pawi abungwan e bwagali bariyo ki piereo wano do ni lockdown ti obere mo pe otiu wang madak yabo ping ka baje cha ko tichi wa miero wa chini twinwa tek ni bachi bi mete ki konyowa gina bo miero ki ngeni ana kumbele bachi pe bi tich kai nen lutu ma Acholi province tie batch e ote pe ki pawo timenena ni utingo lutugo uteri kama miero ku bediye chi eno ni kita wante kere wa miero bene miero watie ni uluto ki team training achiel mo kit gumi boma grounds ki bene miero watie ni kache nen idul tugo me ario waroma chwa lutugo achiel i boma grounds kit gum ba ko coin me decentralizing onyoter tugo eni ibura chwele mo kene pedo beri ba peje ken chi armero wachini waro foi matek yupati wara nyim ka urmero ngeo lok mo ken matut mamak makeme ki dul tugo eni watiki ngat ma konyo wa malogo pi province mamwa manana la dit Simon Karaum Mega FM NIT public relations officer me Acholi province pinged mo ken alego ni kupe kere en be minu ngech kiet mano Acholi province ka yupe kere pidul to kupe abe ana fo ma tek la ci gwa kundu. Thank you very much.
Sending love to my motherland, a beautiful place in Africa. They love like a family, but please don't step out our toes now. We are the elephants.